Welcome again. This is our very last segment for today. We are ready to go through the process of writing a successful summary. You remember what step 1 was, don't you? That's right. Read and follow the instructions. Once you are sure that you know what you have to do, you can move on to the passage that has to be summarized. You need to read it through carefully and make sure that you have understood what you have read. If you need to, read the text a couple of times. Remember, there is no way you can shorten something that you don't understand. Rather, take the time to ensure that you fully understand what you have read than find later that you can't write a summary. With a full understanding of the text and with the instructions you started off with in your head, you can move on to step 3. Underline the key points or sentences. You will notice that there is usually only one main point in a paragraph, but this is not always true. So be sure that you get all the main points. A quick way to check that you have everything is to read only your underlined sentences. Do they give you a complete understanding of the whole text, or do they give you examples and additional information? In a summary, you only want the important or the relevant information, no examples, no illustrations or other supporting ideas and facts. Now you have the opportunity to show how well you are able to take ideas and put them together into your own words. You will recall that in the instructions, you were often told to use your own words. You need to take the underlined sentences and write them in your own words. That is step 4. Of course, there are some words you will have to use from the original text, but the way in which you express yourself must be different. You need to avoid using the same phrases, the same expressions that the original writer used. The way to do this is to read the sentence, think about what the writer is saying, and then write that idea down. Now go back and check that you have said the same thing. It is the next step that I think is the most difficult, and yet the most satisfying. Write a rough draft of the summary based on the instructions. Go back and read the instructions again if you have to. Now, many learners are eager to hand in what they have just written. I would encourage you not to. This is a rough draft, your first ideas, your first attempt. You'll be able to improve the work if you just give yourself a chance. So make any necessary changes to improve on your draft. This concludes checking how many words you have used. Delete extra words if you need to. Look out for unnecessary adjectives and adverbs if you need to cut some words. Now let's look at some examples of how you can do this. Here's an example from one of the summaries we spoke about earlier, skin problems. It is very important to keep your skin absolutely clean. Which words could we remove, do you think? Yes, very and absolutely. Now we have, it is important to keep your skin clean. While the adjectives certainly add more information, you will notice that they are not necessary for the meaning. Why not try the following example on your own? It is another example from the skincare summary. I'll give you a few moments and then we can talk about it. Do you delete teenage, particularly, completely, sports, or any other? All these words provide emphasis and don't add anything, so they can be deleted. If you're able to remove a couple of words here and there, you will soon reach the word target. Although you are given a specific target, you may go over by 2 or maybe even 3 words, but I would suggest you try not to do this. Next, check your use of language, your use of spelling and punctuation. Make sure that your points make sense and that they match the instructions, each and every one of them. Now, do a final read, checking for errors and use of language. You still have time to make any final adjustments. This is going to be what you hand in, so you want to make sure that everything is perfect and neatly written as well. Now it is time to check your word count and write it all at the end of your summary. Don't lie. Write the correct word count. Some candidates hope nobody will notice that they have used more words than they have even been allowed to do, and they lie about it. I'm sure you wouldn't even dream of doing that. There is no need to be dishonest. Just go back and see how you can say things in fewer words. Your last step involves going back to your instructions one last time. Have you followed them to the letter? Excellent. Then you have a summary that you can be proud of. A summary that will be an accurate, shortened version of the original text. I can only say that summarizing text gets easier with practice. Good luck with your practice. Thank you for being with me today. I look forward to seeing you again when we will be talking about literature and your novels. Until then, ta-ta.